back to Burns Gambo on this Monday. Hope everybody out there had a great weekend. Torey Lovullo did not have a great weekend. His team was swept by the Cincinnati Reds, and he lost his ace, Corbin Burnes, to Tommy John surgery to best case scenario, the midpoint of next season. So when he joined us on Friday, and again, major props to the Diamondbacks and Torey Lovullo, because we had taped an interview with him. It was really cool. We had taped an interview with him on Friday before the Burns news came down. It comes down, we call the Diamondbacks back and said, look, I know it's like an hour before game time, but can Torey join us live so we can talk about Corbin? And he was kind enough to pop on and join us so we could talk about it in real time. We asked him, can you still accomplish your season goals without Corbin Burnes? Here's what he said.
I do. I feel very strongly about that. Corbin Burnes jumped into an already very, very good, in my opinion, good starting rotation. 4/5 of our rotation last year were missing for a portion of the time, and all at one time, believe it or not, and we still won 89 games. So that group now is together and healthy here. With the addition of Corbin Burnes, of course, we wanted to take that north of 89 wins. So I feel like this is a very, very capable group. With Zach Gallen throwing the ball the way that he did the other night, Merrill's been unbelievable with the type of year he's having. So, you're looking at 1 and 2 right there that's going to keep you in a lot of ball games, and then stop bad runs. And you're always looking for a closer or a stopper, somebody that's going to stop a run from a starting pitching standpoint. We feel very good about those 1 and 2.
That's what he had to say back. Now, that was before he got swept, and that was before they got, not he, that's before they got swept in that series. And I know when you're looking at the standings, it certainly changed the way we perceive where they are and what they're capable of doing. Do we think they can survive this without Corbin Burnes? That is the question. I know, right? That noise.
Yeah, I don't want to say no because there's 90-something games left, and I don't want to cop out and just give you a bad answer. It's going to be challenging. Yeah. It's going to be challenging, and my gut feeling says no. My gut feeling is just too many things have gone wrong. The bullpen issues, AJ Puck not being here. My gut feeling is it's. You're 4 teams ahead of you. 4 teams ahead of you. You're 6 games back, and you got 4 teams you got to climb. You got to play better than 4 teams. So my gut feeling is, and again, I'm not ruling them out yet. I'm not. I think I said to you, if it gets to 8 or 9 games back, I think that I'd feel comfortable saying that this is not their year. I think they're hanging on a thread right now. They're literally just on a thread, like. They can't go any further back than they are right now. They just can't. And they were at 6 games ago. That's where they were. They couldn't go. And then they won 3 in a row. But then they lost 3 in a row. So now you're right back to square one.
Yeah, they're 6 games out of the last wild card spot, as you mentioned, with 90-something games to go. This is. Look, no one's. I know. We in the sports talk world that we live in that we work in. It's like you gotta have big take. I don't know. It'd be irresponsible for me to on June 9th to predict their demise and say, "Yep, that's it. They're done. Forget it. It's not going to happen." And I get it. Sometimes that's how sports media works, but
What's your gut tell you though? What do you? I mean, my gut tells me that
it's not going to be their year, that they're not going to make it. But then, okay, I say that, and so my gut is kind of now. I know you're home working from home today because your gut is actually not working very well. So I don't want to say my gut's in the same spot as yours, but my gut feeling is in the same spot as yours, and yet I was overwhelmed over the weekend, Gambo, by people I know, people I respect, people we work with who said, okay, but wait a minute, let's look at this. Last year, the Diamondbacks rotation was one of the worst in baseball, and it was in shambles, and they won 89 games. The year before that, they essentially had a 3-man pitching rotation and went to the World Series. With bullpen games in the postseason, and they found a way to get it done. As we pointed out on Friday, the Atlanta Braves lost Spencer Strider last year. They still got into the postseason. I forgot about the Rangers. They lost Jacob deGrom the year they won the World Series, and they still won it. Your beloved New York Yankees lost Garrett Cole at the beginning of the year. Hasn't stopped them from having a great season and being in first
place.
I mean, it's like every time I listen to my gut and it says, can't be done, can't be done, can't be done, it's just more and more evidence kind of piles up that says, but wait, what about this? But what about that? And it was done there, and it was done here, and it was done with that, and it was done with this. And that's why.
Well, that's why you don't want to rule them out prematurely.
Exactly. With 90-something games to go, it's irresponsible to make a declaration on June 9th and say, oh, that's it, they're done. Or, nope, I think they're going to go to the post. You can't. You just can't. It's way too early to say anything. We just know what has to happen along the line in order for them to put themselves in that position. And so far, quite frankly, it's not happening. The things that we need to see to convince us they have a chance, those things haven't really happened yet. And that's, I think, what's got us all a little squeamish about it, at least me.
Yeah, I mean, Gallen has to pitch great. Kelly has to pitch great. Ryan Nelson has to pitch great. Eduardo Rodriguez has to pitch okay. Fott's got to bounce back. Like, their pitching can carry them. Their pitching can carry. Now, they've got a good offense. They don't have any problem scoring runs, but, like, their team ERA is terrible. Like, right? I don't think it's very good. So I think the pitching's just going to have to be a lot better. The offense has scored runs. They don't like they're, what are they, fifth or something in runs? This series against the Reds, they were terrible. 1 for 11 with scoring runners in scoring position. They only had 6 runs and 18 hits in 28 innings. It was not a good offensive series, but so many things just have to go right, for them. I think you had said it earlier, like, got to take advantage of this schedule, the June schedule. Okay, well, we're a third of the way through June after today.
Yeah.
We're after tomorrow.
Yeah, and the Mariners are coming into town. They've been scuffling as of late, but they're not bad. You got the Padres coming in. By the way, I just looked it up real quick. The Diamondbacks, 25th in Major League Baseball in team ERA with a 4.86. I mean, that's
25th.
That's got to get.
You're not going anywhere with that.
You're not going anywhere with that. You're not going anywhere with only 5 teams having a worse team ERA than you, and so that's where I get skeptical as I say, okay, yes, of course it can absolutely happen, but we got to see it now. Like, even last year's team had about the same record as this year's team does right now. We were still, honestly, like a couple of weeks away from last year's team starting the big bounce back. Of course it's possible, and of course it can happen. It's on, like you say, it's on the starting pitch, it's on the bullpen to be a much better, tighter unit than it's been, and in the absence of any of those things happening, it's just easy to doubt it. I think, to your point, we get around July 4th, July 9th, a month from now, going into the All-Star. I don't know exactly when the All-Star break is, but I think it's like that second or third week of July. If we get there and we're still here in the standings, it's not going to happen. It's not. Then
you can't have 4 teams ahead of you.
Then you can sit up and say, hey, they're 6 games back. They've got 4 teams in front of them. It ain't going to happen. Yeah. But that's still a month. It's just, what are they going to do in the month before they get there, before we make that declaration?
Yeah, I think 6 games, 5 or 6 games back with 1 team to catch, okay, that team could fall apart. 6 games back with 4 teams to fall apart, like, you got to play better than 4 teams. And all those teams have an advantage on you, like, that becomes very, very difficult. So that's where I start to worry about their ability to get ahead of this thing.
Starts tonight. They're back home against the Seattle Mariners. Merrill Kelly on the bump. Big start for him. Big moment for them.
Thanks for watching Burns Gambo. Click to see more from the guys and hit the button in the middle to subscribe so you never miss a video from Arizona sports.